The Evers budget, and there were a lot of things that were proposed before, but when we come right down to it, the biggest thing that seems to be on the table, there's a $4 billion surplus, and what are you guys going to do with it? Now, you had set the floor at $2 billion in tax cuts, if I remember right, and then the governor's package is worth about $2 billion. So there's differences, of course, I think between where your emphasis are. Where do you want the tax cuts at the end of the day? Are all the tax cuts that he proposed bad? Are some of them okay? I mean, some of them seem to be like, well, anybody could agree with this one.
Well, remember what I said before, tax cuts are like chocolate cake. All tax cuts are good, right? There is no bad tax cut. There are some that are just better than others. So I don't think there's any tax cut that I couldn't support, but I think there are some that are smarter that I think would have a better impact on the economy. I want tax cuts that people can actually feel, so that they can know that there is relief coming from the state of Wisconsin to help deal with the inflation, which is still hung over from President Biden. Okay, so I think the idea that we have launched, which is the basic concept of retirement income being exempt, we would join states around the country that do that. That would be a big impact for the people who have the hardest time dealing with inflation, and that's seniors who are living on a fixed income, right? I think that is a hugely popular thing. Our polling shows it. Frankly, our discussions over the course of the summer and the fall going door to door, very popular topic when you brought it up. I think that's one that would be easy for us. I think that we'll hopefully be able to pass that. If you look at what President Trump did in 2017 with the Republican Congress, they had a dramatic increase in the standard deduction so that everybody for the first $15,000 of federal income or $30,000 for a couple, it's exempt from the income tax, right? We could do something like that. That would help people on the beginning of the spectrum, right? But everybody would get a benefit. So I think there are a lot of ideas that could be on the table, but Governor Evers tried to say, if you'll notice during his budget address, he never mentioned any of the tax increases that he was proposing in the budget. So unfortunately, the mainstream media kind of made it seem like it was a tax cutting budget. But the reality is the net increase is $2 or $3 billion more in taxes than in tax reductions. Well, we're not going to increase any taxes, right? That is we have never done that. We're not going to do it this time. So if you want to sit down and talk about what tax cuts we can do, I'm all ears. But the idea that we're going to raise taxes on some to cut them for others, that's not going to happen.